Fizzle, have you done any Dynasty startups this season yet?
Not yet, but it's on the way.
Yeah, I usually have done like a ton by this point, but I have like almost like I've had to call my sponsor anytime I've had the urge, right? It's
Yeah.
an addictive hobby that we have, and I just have not, because I've cut down my leagues tremendously. I started the season with like 38 dynasty leagues. I've chopped it down to 13.
It's a lot of orphan teams, man.
Yeah, but I pay my dues the year in advance, and
That's good.
I make sure that all the picks are in place and all that kind of stuff. So I try to make them desirable teams the best I can. A few of them are bad teams, but like I said, they either have like the 101 or something like that. So that's always appealing.
Yeah, you're not the type of guy that can just hide out. You once you leave a league, people can find you real fast, man, and kind of cut you out and get on you about it. So
yeah, and I had a little bit of self-consciousness about that, right? Like I was like, oh man, I can't. But I was like, wait a second. Last year, Fizz, my life was just miserable because managing all those leagues. It wasn't fun anymore. I had to do something about it to it's just this is a lot, but I've been responsible about not doing it. New Dynasty startups, but we need to scratch this itch. So why don't we do a Dynasty startup today?
Let's get it, man. Let's get it popping.
All right. So we'll talk about SuperFlex, right? So you could start 2 quarterbacks in our Dynasty startup. You and I will pick, like, there's 12 teams, but every team is picking for their own. Like, you're not building multiple teams. Like, if your team won, you're going to pick for that team every time. Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And this is just to kind of get a sense, because I think a lot of startups are starting to happen now. People are a little disciplined, and then we'll also do tight end premium.
Okay.
Like a small premium. The normal PPR stuff. So we'll try to do 3 rounds, and we'll see what happens from there. And I think this is a good exercise to see where the dynasty market is on ADP and all that.
Yeah, let's get it, man. I'm with it.
All right, and then we'll get into some other stuff after. I'm glad you're doing this, because I think that I've seen your takes up online on @Fizzle dollars, and you got I think you're a good representation of like the pulse of the market. I think you're dialed into it.
Yeah, my strategy is always this, Alan. I always tell myself, and I tell everybody else, when you in dynasty teams, especially when you're 38 of them, at some point, again, like you said, it just become a job. It's not fun. And when we lose fun, it's no point of playing. So even if you got to reach on one of your players that makes no sense to no one else, get your guy. Because if this the team you got to look at every single day, you're not going to like it if you drafted off of my rankings or somebody else's rankings and you don't win. You're like, man, I don't even want this team anyway. You know what I'm saying? Those are the people that lead the league. So draft your people strategically, be smart about it, but like what you buy, man. If you get a car, you don't like the color, you ain't going to enjoy driving it. So that's how I look at it.
Right. And then, so that's a good part of this. Like, so how much do you lean into ADP? It doesn't sound like too much. Like, if a guy if normally goes in like the 5th or 6th round, you're not going to take him in round 2.
Yeah, I ain't doing it. Like I said, so what I do a lot of times depends on, one, you got to know your league. But if this is a new league of people you don't know, I always take this strategy and I say, if I can trade back, like let's just say it's a guy that I know I can get 2 rounds later, but I want him now, I might take the chance of trading back and seeing how that works. But if that doesn't work, again, Alan, I'm a firm believer of getting your guy. 2 years ago, everybody told me I was crazy because Jamar Chase and Justin Jefferson were the best clear receivers, and I said I'm taking CeeDee Lamb. That's my guy. He ended up being receiver 1. Then I couldn't buy him after that. Everybody wanted him. So now you can get him because his value dropped a little bit. But I'm just saying, Lamar Jackson, I screamed he was my QB1 last year. People told me nope. Jalen Hurts, Josh Allen, and so when I'm saying this isn't guys that are so far down the pole. Like CD was still up there with Chase and Jefferson, but most people just didn't take him first. So
no, that's a big deal. At the top 3 or 4 spots, Fizz, is huge. Like 3 or 4 spots in the 7th round means nothing.
Oh yeah.
But as the higher you were up in the draft ADP and the rankings, the more significant a few spots is. What's your overall dynasty strategy philosophy going into this year, even in a startup sense?
Well, I'm for some reason, and it's funny, me and T-Rock had our show yesterday morning, and we doing a rookie scouting, and this week was about the running backs, and I've been a firm believer of receiver. Like every mock I do, I'm taking a running back in like round 12 as like my number 1 running back, right? After watching my boy T-Rock break down the running back position and the scouting behind it, Allen, you'll be surprised how many of this class in particular, 2025, how many of those guys from 2025 to the class of 2021 are in the top 5 or 10 of every metric that these scouts look at. So surprisingly, I'm leaning towards adding a little bit more running back. And this is the year of the running back. So hey, if you're ever going to take one, get one now.
Yeah, that I've always leaned into them, and I understood the reason why people went heavy on receiver. You know, the perceived longer shelf life, and and you can find running backs on the waiver wire, trade for 1 week starters. So, but yeah, man, I was like, when you're getting in dynasty startups, when you're getting Barkley and Henry and James Conner and Mixon all at great values. So
yeah.
All right, man. Without further ado, then I like what you said there. You want to pick first? We'll give you the first pick. You're the guy.
Cool.
Okay.
Sound good to me. If you know me, do you know my number one pick? I just said it, man. Lamar Jackson, always, every day, all day, man. My guy never fails me.
Yeah. I mean, it picked, and you're going to start with quarterback, anchor, and a super flex, right? Like that's just how you're going to play it.
Yeah, especially like, when you picking that early. Now, I'm a guy, I prefer to pick late. So I will say this, my strategy too, Allen, if I can, please put me at team 11 or 12 because that back-to-back pick is always beautiful for me, man. I know some people hate it because they like quarterbacks. I'm just a receiver guy, man. I take 4 receivers in a row. And
well, you're going to get the chance.
We're going to see. We're going to see. Yep.
So question there is that, all right. Well, I like that pick there. I'm going to take Jaden Daniels. He's my QB1. Obviously, the age thing plays into it a little bit there. But we have seen these guys like, these studs like CJ Stroud, they're QB2 because they had a great year and they're young. And then the next year doesn't work out so good. Any fear of that with Jaden Daniels?
No, indeed. One thing I will say, and I was saying this coming into the league, I felt like Washington was always the place for him. Because I live in this area, DMV area, and
Maryland, right?
Yeah, I'm in Maryland, but DMV is literally like on the line of 15 minutes this way, 15 minutes that way, 15 minutes this way. So the part of Maryland I'm in though is more so closer to DC than Baltimore. So that's why a lot of us say DMV because Baltimore is more like. It seems like when you go to Baltimore, you're almost in Philly, but you're not. You know what I'm saying? It's like it ain't but a 40-minute ride from me, but it's just total different worlds though, Alan. So I say that to say when Jaden Daniels got here, though, the one thing I know about this city, man, I say this. If Drake May got here, Allen, if he didn't do as good, they would have got him out of town because they would have reminded him of Carson Wentz and Sam Howland. When Jaden Daniels got here, even if he would have won 3 games this year, they got their RG3. We got our guy. And to see his mother always, like, he just got so much inspiration around him. I believe we talked about Shedeur Sanders last week. I'm just a guy of a locker room presence, and I think Jaden Daniels is such a confident player, confident guy, and he bleeds, and his aura is everything. So, long story short, Jaden Daniels is going to walk in that locker room and take these dudes to the top every single season that he's healthy, and I bet on that. So,
and for fantasy, obviously, there's tons of upside. We had somebody had said excited to see the new strategy in the title of the YouTube video. I put new strategy. I just think that it's look, the new strategy for this year is going running backs earlier, right? You're going to see them go earlier than they've ever gone. I think that you can punt the second quarterback position. I think that you're going to see in our draft. I mean that. After the few of the elite guys, there's like rounds before the next quarterbacks go off the board. I mean, we'll see, but that is more or less the new strategies here. All right, you're up at pick 3.
Well, I'm gonna definitely follow suit and go Josh Allen. I will be a fool if I let him go past pick 3, even though I'm not the biggest one to pick a quarterback all the time. But I gotta put some respect on his name right here, Allen.
Do you agree that these 3 guys are the top 3 in any order is respectable?
100%. Close your eyes, pick one. I wouldn't knock you for it at all.
Okay. So, and then I have a clear number 4 is, in SuperFlex, I'm taking Jalen Hurts here.
Okay.
I know that Jalen Hurts he has lost a little luster in some of the, the fantasy community, not, to the point where he was going pick 2, pick 3 last year. So I just still think there is a big 4. You could I wouldn't take Jalen Hurts number 1 overall, but if somebody did, it wouldn't wouldn't crush me.
Well, when you got Saquon Barkley running for 2,000 yards, it's hard to be a quarterback that's going to throw a lot, So
yeah, but he gets all the goal line stuff. Jalen Hurts
for sure. The tush push, as long as that's not banned, he should be safe, man. So,
and what do you think about this, Fizz? Like, let's say the tush push got banned, they would still run quarterback sneaks with Jalen Hurts
for sure.
You know,
sure.
it's
I
not
think
like
they just reserving them. Ain't no point of making them do more than you need to do. So
yeah, it's not like that would go away.
it wouldn't. It wouldn't.
Yep. All right, you're up at pick 4, man.
So pick 4. I've been seeing a lot of this happening lately. So I'm gonna switch it up, man, and we're gonna go Jamar Chase right here.
Yep. I mean, that is probably who I would take. Maybe there's so at this point, you're saying pick 5, new strategy here is like
Yeah.
in the past, we've seen like the top 8 picks are quarterbacks.
Yeah.
So you're saying is team 5, would you have taken Chase over Jalen Hurts if it was your team at pick 4?
That's where that's a my guy pick. If I really was a Chase guy or I needed him or I'm a Bengals fan, 100%. But if I'm looking for, a team just to build with no play in the game, I'm gonna go ahead and follow suit and get hurt. So,
and why Chase over Jefferson or CD Lamb this year? Because you just said in the top of the podcast that CD was your guy a couple of years ago.
Well, strategically, I'm doing this for Team 5. Now, if this was me, I'm not taking Chase. I'm picking for Team 5 right now, Alan. So,
no, you are Team 5. Every time you pick, it's you.
Okay,
all right. But I'm saying it's you as a new team.
Oh, okay. So, all right, cool. So, I was trying to get the generic, but either way, I'm not even going to take the pick away. I can keep Chase dead because respectfully, he deserves to be there. So I'm cool with having Chase dead. Personally, I'm taking CD Lamb, and I would just wait for that. But I'm just looking strategically for the masses of people that usually draft. Most people aren't going to take CD right here. So if I had to take a receiver, respectfully, I'm going to take Chase.
Yeah, I think the reason you take Chase there, it's the right call in my opinion, just because he's tied to Burrow too.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Right. Like, it wouldn't shock you if Dak, 2 years from now was not the quarterback, right?
Yep.
And we're playing Dynasty for at least in 2 to 3 year windows. All right. So, pick 6. I'm taking, this is like a tough point as well, right? But I'm going to take Justin Jefferson. I agree with your philosophy, Fizz, that this is where you build a wide receiver team. And, Jefferson, Chase, they're the 2 best receivers in the league. And, the fact that Jefferson produced with, average to poor quarterbacks, JJ McCarthy has to be at least that, right?
Oh, yeah. I'm a guy, firm believer of coaching matters. And as long as you got Kevin O'Connell back there, he can hire me right now, Alan. I think I could throw for at least 3,500, man. Give me about 3,500 and we good.
Jefferson is coach proof, QB proof, everything proof. So,
yeah.
All right. Pick 7. This is your team. Now you've seen what's come off the board. Now this is your team.
All right, I don't know. You saying it's my team now?
Every time it's your team. Every time.
I know, but see, if it's every time, it's a little tough because I'm gonna take CD over all those guys. But I say this, I'm gonna say this. Me personally, the pick, if I was the regular person, would be Joe Burrow. But my fandom.
Okay, go Joe Burrow then. Go whatever you think.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Joe. I'm trying to follow suit because I'm gonna act like I'm not a personal. I'm just going by what strategically what I think the board should look like versus who I'm gonna take for personal preference. So,
yeah. All right. And I think it's funny because Burrow was out of favor last year after like an injury riddled year the year before. Like I was getting him at like pick 12 in my startup.
Oh yeah. Some people got him in the second round.
Yeah, like 203, right?
Yeah.
Kind of like where I don't want to speak for anybody, but like Mahomes and CJ Stroud are going to be going this year.
As bad as that defense is, Alan, he's going to have to throw for 40 points a game again. So this would be a high-flying offense for sure.
All right, good. All right, so I think that in a tight end premium, Brock Bowers is in play here, right? I'm not going to do it. I'm looking at the quarterback position. Man, it does not feel good if you're considering Mahomes here, right? It's because he's had 2 seasons in a row where he hasn't even been top 8 or top 10, but the longevity there is good. So, man, I think this is the CD Lamb spot.
Okay.
Yeah. Little
makes sense.
No, are you know what? The one thing I'm a little worried about, and it's CD Lamb is going to be great, Fizz, but I'm going to take him here. Is that if they draft, like, say, Matthew Golden, the rookie wide receiver out of Texas next year at pick 12, I mean, that helps CD, doesn't hurt him. What do you think there?
I think instead of finishing at receiver 3, he just might finish behind Malik Neighbors, but he's still going to be a top 5, top 4-ish receiver to me. So,
yeah, I'm just worried about the Giants' infrastructure. That's all.
Yeah. I'm just saying, if we putting them up there with Malik Neighbors and the Puka Nakuas and, those names, if CD right now is going at receiver 3, he might finish at receiver 5, but he's still going to be top 5, I think, even if Golden is in town. So
right. They basically the reason I like a CD Lamb is the floor is so high. It's so
Yeah.
high. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he's too big to fail, but neighbors, there's no really bad picks here, right? I mean,
Nah.
yeah,
Nope.
it's just preference. All right. Pick 9, team 9 is on the board. Who they taking with their first pick?
Well, I'm gonna follow suit, Allen. I know we talked about a guy. You almost took him. I'm gonna go Pat Mahomes, man.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
going Pat Mahomes because I've been preaching after losing to the Philadelphia Eagles the way they lost. I think Pat Mahomes is telling Andy Reid, forget all this playing defense stuff. We need to get back to what we do best, which is throwing the ball, scoring points, and leading the league on offense. So I think Pat Mahomes is due for another breakout season, MVP-like season this year.
Yeah, just for fantasy. It's just it hasn't been there. It's a great pick, but it's a scary pick.
But, the last 2 years, they've been winning off of defense. If you look, like, Pat kind of took a seat back. I think this year, though, forget all that, man. Because remember last year, we talked about doing the Super Bowl, making a halftime bet. I lost so much money, man, making these bets. Every time the Eagles scored, I kept putting money on the Chiefs thinking they was going to come back, man. and
on a much lower scale than that, I did that with South Carolina women's basketball. Every time they went down by another 5 points, I kept putting another $20 on it.
Yep.
What a donkey pick, man. what a donkey pick.
Yeah, but I'm going on Pat, man, putting up a 4,000 yard season. After seeing Joe Burrow do what he did, Pat ain't gonna let that happen, man. Pat going all out this year. So.
All right. So I think where we are in this, all right, Neighbors, I think is well, you know what? I'm not convinced like Neighbors and Brian Thomas that's any different. So if I'm this team right here, I know I am gonna have to take one of those guys if I want them right now. But there's enough of those high-end wide receivers left where I think this is the Brock Bowers spot in any sort of tight end premium SuperFlex league. So this first round looks very different than last year's, painted red quarterback fest.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Where are you at on Bowers? You think that like he is the next one as far as like perennial
he's the cheat code. Yeah. He's the cheat code, man. When you got a guy like Brock Bowers playing tight end, if you get him on your team, every other position you can go have fun with because you don't have to stress about tight end anymore. Especially in a lineup league where you have to actually pick which tight end to play. You already know who your tight end is when you have Brock Bowers. So he's the cheat code.
Pick 11. Who's team 11 going to take?
Let me get to the players. Let me see what we got, man. Because my head is
sure. You got a list up here.
My head is spinning right now, man.
There you go. I have the list up on the board if you want to see if this is good for
you. Okay. You know where I'm gonna go? I'm gonna go my guy. This is my guy. I've been preaching for this guy. Had him as receiver 2 last year to the injuries. We're going to go Puka Nacua, man. I'm going Puka Nacua.
That's solid.
I trust the coach. Sean McVay is my boy. He'll never do me wrong. So I'm going Puka, man.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing I'm worried about with Puka, and by the way, this is where he should go, maybe even earlier, right? Maybe ahead of CD, but is he gets injured every year. Even go back to college, but you kind of bake that into the equation. You're going to have super high-end production when he's on the field. Anyone can get hurt, right?
Yeah, you just got to roll with the punches, man.
All right, before I make the next pick, and I'm going to get 2 picks here, Fizz, right, is the RotoWire Dynasty podcast here. I'll come up right here so people can look at our gorgeous faces while I talk about it, is sponsored by UltraGM. Have you ever heard of this site? It's okay if you haven't. They're kind of new on the scene.
I'm not. I can't. I'm sure I'm gonna pop on my phone all the ads. Hearing us and listening.
That's right. So. The algorithm, right? But
it's gonna be on the phone soon.
Yeah, here. You know what? People don't want to look at us. They want to look at the draft board while we're doing it. Here, let me give them a better. There we go. UltraGM here. Have you ever had the dream of managing your favorite pro football team? Do you watch your team and think the GM is wrong? Again, do you think you could do it better, Fizz? Here's your chance to prove it. Introducing UltraGM, a revolutionary new take on fantasy football that makes you a general manager of your favorite team. Basically, if you go to UltraGM, and there's links in our video description, I've messed around with it. It's one of the coolest GMing sites. You have all the different tools. I recommend everybody that's looking for like the next level to get out of like the boring vanilla fantasy football. UltraGM, again, links in the video description. You get like a break and a free look around there. So UltraGM, generous sponsors of the podcast. All right, pick 12. I'm on the hook here, so I get 2.
Yeah, back to back, man. It's my favorite place to be.
Yeah, this is cool. I like, and third round reversal. We're not doing third round reversal, but like in a lot of startups, you have the third round reversal vibes going.
Yeah.
So what I'm going to do here, let's see. I'll pull up. Man, there's a lot of ways you can go here. All right. So if this is the choice I'm looking at the quarterbacks, Fizz, and it's Herbert. I mean, I'm probably going to be in like piece it together quarterbacks if I don't take one, but I am not passing on a neighbor's
Definitely can.
Brian Thomas Jr. start.
So, Alan, it's funny, right? So every mock we've done over the last couple of weeks, the team 11 and 12, unless you're just a quarterback hoarding guy, nobody takes quarterbacks here. It's always double tap their receiver position, or I've even seen Bijan and Gibbs go back to back right there, but I've never seen anyone take two quarterbacks right there. And I think that's the cheat code to me, especially in the third round reversal, where when they come back to you can get your quarterback. So,
well, when we talk about new strategy for 2025, I think you just nailed it. Because last year I was in this spot, Fizz, and I would take Burrow and Caleb Williams. That was those were like my auto picks because Burrow was falling there, or I would take, Caleb and, number one overall pick type of guy. I would take the 101 there, right? Or, sometimes people were if you go one quarterback and Marv, right? People were taking, Marvin Harrison at that point or whoever. So yeah, I think new strategy wise, it's like in a super flex, people are not scared to double tap receivers or go, strong arm people at running back with Bijan and Gibbs. That was a really smart point. All right. Team 11, you took Puka for team 11 and pick one. What do you think the play is here at 202?
Well, I'm looking at that list that you had up there earlier, and I might have to follow what I just spoke on. I can't double tap it because I don't have two picks, but I'm gonna go Bijan Robinson right here, man. I'm gonna go Bijan and get my running back and my receiver. And I'll tell you this: out of last year, I probably wouldn't have taken a running back. I would have just took another receiver because that's always been my formula. But just seeing the power of these running backs nowadays, and pretty much what Bijan can do with a rookie quarterback and Michael Penix and being his safety blanket, man, Bijan might put a Saquon Barkley on us this year, man. So
yep. And what's good about Bijan too is like you don't have to worry about like the shelf life, right?
Yeah.
Like with like when you draft running backs, you're like, oh, they're only a 2-year proposition. I mean, he's locked into the fifth year option, and then possibly a franchise tag. Like he's just as good as with longevity as a receiver.
100%.
He's locked in for 4 more years. Easy.
He's built like a machine, man. So if you ever gonna bet on a running back with an 8-pack walking down the street, man, you bet on Bijan and those type of guys that stay in the gym. I trust them. So yeah, no worries, man.
Yeah, this is a tough spot here, but I think assuming, you know what? I can't do it. I was gonna, you know what? Justin Herbert finished strong here. I think that's the solid pick. You're okay. You took Brock Bowers. You went sort of off the SuperFlex scale. I think you have to take a quarterback just to have something so you're not chasing it the whole time.
Okay.
There was players I liked better.
Yeah.
I think Herbert, the way he finished, they're with McConkey. They're going to presumably add some more pass catchers. They got Mike Williams back for the deep ball.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You're up. So the Pat Mahomes team, they secured a value quarterback. Where are you at here?
So you taking Herbert. I'm looking at the other teams, and I'm wondering, looking at those teams, are they going to go 2 quarterbacks? Since it's not a reversal, I'm pretty sure 2 of those teams might take another quarterback. When I look at this team, how do I feel about, only having Pat and knowing the teams behind that don't have a 1 quarterback? So this where you got to kind of pick your poison. But I'm looking at that list. Can you pull it out one more time, Alan?
Mm-hmm. I think. Do you want me to go to a certain position?
Just go to receiver first, and I'm gonna see. I believe I know who's there, but I like St. Brown. I like Nico Collins. I love Drake London. That's my boy. I think I gotta go another. Like I just spoke on, man. I'm gonna go Jahmyr Gibbs on this one. I'm gonna go Jahmyr Gibbs, man.
Yeah.
I think Jahmyr Gibbs is he's just a guy, man. He just one of those guys, man. I think Bijan and Jahmyr Gibbs are cheat codes at the position right now. So,
and what's great is Gibbs has like an extremely high floor, and when Montgomery misses a game, he's like, it's just like super elite. So you have
it's almost like he not wishing that he gets hurt, but he like, Monty, sit this one out. I got it. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Any concerns about losing Ben Johnson there? Or he's just too good. It doesn't matter, right?
I think as long as they have that offensive line, he's okay. Like they can figure it out,
Mm-hmm. This Amon-Ra St. Brown is just falling too much there. Yeah. The CD team is going to take Amon-Ra. Who you got to pick? Let's see. This is 2.6, and you took Joe Burrow with the first pick for Team 7.
Yeah, right here is when I'm gonna go another quarterback because I see the fall coming and everybody gonna want one. And we're going Caleb Williams right here, man. Caleb Williams, that's my boy. I'm a matter of fact, I took your team from last year, Caleb and Burrow.
That's right. And you're getting it at a little better value too.
Yeah, yeah.
Because Caleb's is. And the opposite is true for the Bears, right? Like now they have Ben Johnson. So
I'm high on Caleb. I believe Caleb, to me, whatever he finished that last year, you can put him up 8 spots from there. I think Caleb, man, is really about to grow up. And Ben Johnson, he betting his first head coaching job career on Caleb. So he's not going to let him fail. And I love Caleb this year, man. I'm betting on him. 100%.
Yeah. And if you like Caleb, obviously you like all the weapons too. I mean,
yeah.
What do you think they're going to do, the Bears at pick 10? What do you think Ben Johnson's going to do?
I think they can literally do anything, Alan. I think they address their offensive line through free agency. Their defense has always been good, so they can go tight end, Tyler Warren. They can go Ashton Genty if he falls for whatever reason. Yep. They can go Marion Hampton. They can go. I mean, the world is theirs at pick 10. They can even trade back and just get more value. So I love where they at right now.
By the way, anyone listening on the podcast audio only version of this, I'll put a link to the video, the YouTube video in there, and the draft board as well, so you can follow along. But we'll do our best to bring to life the draft board. Okay, Team 6 took Justin Jefferson in the first round, and I think I don't love the quarterbacks here as far as Drake May we like, CJ Stroud. Oh, Stroud might be a decent pick here. Bo Nix is still on the board. The running backs here is, if you're going to take a running back, it's like Barkley and Genty are the next two on the list. For Dynasty, which one of those? Because Barkley is going to be the 101 in like redraft single quarterback.
Yeah.
Who would you rather have in Dynasty? Would you rather have Barkley or Ashton Genty, assuming that he goes to a landing spot that you like?
I'm going to just say this, Alan. If I think this year I want to win this league, no matter what, I'm taking Saquon Barkley. I'm not going to wait on Genty to process and get together. If I say year one, I'm playing to win, I'm not worried about building for the future, I'm cashing in my chips, I'm taking Saquon Barkley. If I want to have a little bit of fun and get some youth and, kick it for a minute, I'm going to take Genty. So
I'm taking Genty here. Okay. I think that your logic is way more sound, but I just, so what's funny is I'm taking Genty over Barkley. But would I trade, because he's going to go 101 in a lot of dynasty drafts and in rookie drafts, but would I trade Barkley for the 101? Probably not. Right. So
I feel you.
It just shows the power of picks or the lack of power. So all right. You have the Jamar Chase team at pick 5. Who are they going to take in round 2?
Can you go to receiver for me right quick? I think I got my guy, and it might be.
Also, you could pull up some rankings too but here, I'll just pull this up right here so you can see it on the screen. Receiver. You got Nico, Drake London, Marv, Ladd, Garrett Wilson, JSN.
Well, me personally, I'm a Drake London truther, man, but I think I can get him later with my other team. So I'm going Nico Collins right here.
You only have one team. This is your only team every time you pick.
Well, right here, I would trust that taking Nico works, because if I'm the other teams, London might fall to me.
All right. If I'm team 4, by the way, good pick. If I'm team 4 and I took Jalen Hurts in the first round, and I see I am ecstatic to have Mr. CJ Stroud as my second quarterback. I'm taking Stroud at the 209. Wow. What value? I mean, he was going 202 last year, Fizz.
Yeah. Just looking at CJ Stroud, it's just the offensive line, man. It's like they just said, forget you and your blocking. We're just going to, put everything else around you, but get rid of the offensive line. So I pray he can stay healthy and stay upright. But if he does anything of what he did in year 1, man, you got to steal right there with him and Jalen Hurts. So.
All right. You're up at the 210. This team took Josh Allen in the first round. Who are you going with here? I'll bring that list up again.
I think this one I go with man, it's gonna be hard to let him slide right here, Allen. I think I gotta go Saquon Barkley, man.
Yeah. I mean, nothing wrong with that. Barkley just got the big contract. He's gonna be there for at least this year and next, right?
Yeah, for sure. No question. He's top 3 in redraft for sure in the next 2 years, 100%.
Oh, yeah. I mean, he's going 101 this year in redraft. And you know what's funny? It's like, this is like what we were doing with Derrick Henry when he was 28 years old. We were writing him off, And
and you write them back, right?
that's right. By the way, we're going to talk about your recording, like your rap career, your hip hop career, because that's my favorite. It's everyone's favorite track. Wrote him off, didn't write back, but I got a couple others. I like Strip Club. There's a couple others I like.
There we go.
So,
there we go. Alan.
when I say I like them all, but I mean I'm talking about that's on like rotation.
Your favorite. I got you.
Yeah. Stuff that just when I'm pedaling my bike, that gets me to pedal a little harder. So.
My man.
All right, Jaden Daniels. I took him at 102. I would have taken him 101, but let's see. Comes back here. We're in a tight end premium, so I'm really considering McBride. The best receivers on the board are like Marvin, London. I think, or if I'm going to go quarterback, now I think McBride is the sound pick here. He's like a quasi wide receiver. Is this where you would consider McBride?
Another cheat code, Allen? And not only that, he got a big contract, so we know he ain't going nowhere, right? His security is safe. His targets are probably safe because Kyler Murray seems to love him. So,
yep, big and the highest paid tight end of all time
ever, right? Set the market. So,
yep. All right, you have two picks here. You took Lamar Jackson with the 101.
Yeah. And if I had to have this team, if this was my team, Lamar Jackson, I'm 100% taking Drake May at this. I mean, Drake London at this point. That's my boy. Got to roll with him. Okay. And I'm real high on a lot of guys, man. I saw my boy Ray in the chat said Fizz high on JJ. I'm high on a lot of the youth that's in the league right now, Allen. So I think I'm gonna keep going and doing what I was doing before and go with my receivers, man. So
you have that anchor. You have that anchor quarterback, so you could do a lot of different things here.
Yeah, and I always look at Lamar Jackson and these Jaden Daniels guys. Those are the cheat codes that can help you not take a running back.
Yep.
I'm gonna go ahead and go Marvin Harrison right here, man. I'm gonna take Marvin Harrison and pray that he does what we all expected him to do year one.
Okay, cool. And by the way, I still sound okay. My sound is not
all good.
Okay,
all good. Yep.
I was wondering. I was having some sound problems. You know how annoying that is when you're doing podcasts.
I'm sure.
I could not figure it. I still don't. I'm worried that the sound is not going to be good when I listen back today. But hey, well, I don't want to.
Well, you sound good now. If I hear anything, I'll give you a cuckoo.
All right, sounds good. Sounds good. Man. All right, so Marvin Harrison, yeah, he's going to be an interesting bounce back guy, right? Like McBride and Harrison going right on this little turn right here.
Yeah.
Who do you think will have the better fantasy season, McBride or Marv?
I think the relationship with him and Kyler got to be McBride, man. I mean, he's just a target monster. He's getting like 15 targets a game. So,
all right. So on team 2, I have Jaden Daniels. I have my tight end with McBride. So it's time to the quarterback selection is still there. Yeah, still there. And then this, I think we're in a tier break here with the receivers with Ladd McConkey, Garrett Wilson, JSN. Yeah, you got good. You want to say something?
No, I was just going to say, I never really put a lot of respect on his name. And I know people know me for the AJ Brown hater. I always call him Doodoo Brown, but I still rock with him as a player. He's a good guy. And I think his value is going to shoot up at some point during the season. Maybe not right now, but
it's just age related with him. He's 28.
It is.
Right? Yeah. I'm going to take Drake May here. I think that he's one of the guys in the tier Fizz that can end up being in the elite tier. He's like peeking in, looking through the window of the elite guys, and it wouldn't because he runs a little bit. It wouldn't shock me if we have him ahead of Burrow next year because of age difference. So
some people got him right behind him right now. So
do me a favor, talk through this next pick real quick.
I got
you. Yeah, I drank too much coffee. I'm taking a pee break in the middle of podcast. So just 2 seconds. I pee really quick.
Good. I'm glad you got me here. I'm gonna hold it down for you.
Yeah, okay. So, talk through this next pick.
I got you. So I'm sitting here looking at the list now. We got Bo Nix, Ladd McConkey, Jordan Love, Devon A. Garrett Wilson, JSN. Those are like the top guys. With this team right here, I have Josh Allen and Saquon Barkley. Me personally, this is my team. I know Allen said all of them are my team, but just me looking at this team, knowing I got Josh, I got Saquon, maybe I go receiver. Would the pick be to take Ladd McConkey right here, which I believe is maybe one of the best receivers coming into the following season? I got you back, Alan. So what I was saying was for this team, for team 3.
Real quick. So I just, took a pee break and we're having meetings at RotoWire about how we can make our podcasts more like clean and professional. And I don't know if pee break in the middle of a podcast is probably on their list. So I see what they're talking about. Maybe we do have to need a little pro that, but for another.
Well, I say this, man. When you got your boy on the screen, I can fill in the gap and you do your thing, brother. So it's all good. It was no left space air. It was all. I kept it going, kept it moving. So
Yeah, no. There's
beat.
no one I trust. There's no one I trust more than you to hold it down while I'm gone.
We ain't skip a beat, man. So when the engineer step out, I know how to press that button and keep it going. So I say Josh Allen. What I was saying, Josh Allen was my original pick, and me thinking with this being my team, Saquon Barkley being there, I don't have a receiver. Do I go ahead and get my next quarterback and just let the receivers fall to me? Because at this point, it's always a receiver you can get later on. Or do you stack with Saquon and get a little bit of youth? Me personally, Allen, I love me some Ladd. I think Ladd is the pick, but I also am a truther. Oh, you took the pick.
No, I can pull it back.
I was going to say, hold on now. I also am a truther of having this dynamic duo, and I'm going to go Bo Nix right here, man. I'm taking Bo Nix. I got 2 cheat codes at the quarterback position, scrambling, running, recklessly throwing the ball. Like, this is backyard football for real with Josh Allen and Bo Nix, man. So, and Saquon, just imagine having these 3 pull up to your playground. You're going to have a blast, man. So,
yeah, I like that. Bo Nix was such, think back to our rookie drafts last year, Fizz, when Bo Nix was like a polarizing guy. He would go at like 202, 204.
I got him in at 204 in the league.
Oh, man. Well, I mean, so what I had the 101 in a draft last year, and now I got the pick wrong with Marv. I needed a quarterback, but I was like, I'm not taking Caleb. I took Marv at the 101 because at the 201 I got Bo Nix.
Okay.
Right, because that was the plan. Like, I can get Bo Nix at the 201. Why don't I just take I couldn't get an elite receiver in my mind at the 201.
I'm with you. Yeah.
But had I taken Caleb and Ladd McConkey at the 201, you know what I'm saying? It was, it's so who would you rather have now, knowing what you know? Would you rather have Caleb and McConkey or Bo Nix and Marv? Which of those combinations?
That's a great question, Alan. I'm gonna go Caleb. I'm gonna go Caleb and Ladd just because I trust this year with Ben Johnson, and we already know what Ladd can do.
Yeah,
but the upside to me might be Marv and Bo if they continue to get better and better surroundings and all that. So right now is the first group, but the second group with Bo and Marv has a lot of upside.
Yeah, the reason I asked that was because those were my choices last year. Okay, we're in the third round here. Team 4 is on the clock. They took Jalen Hurts and CJ Stroud. Good value at 209 there. So team 9 at the 204. Sorry, team 4 at the 204. Ladd McConkey is certainly in consideration. I think that Breece Hall and Achane are certainly in consideration here. I'm not thrilled, by taking a tight end here. I probably would go Ladd, knowing that we have to fill out but damn it, this is a tough pick. All right, I'm gonna take Ladd McConkey here.
That's the pick, Allen. That's the pick. You ain't doing that wrong. That's the pick.
7, 8, 9, 10. He's a wide receiver 11. That sounds about right.
The only thing I would say is if you wanted to, again, do your thing and go off of what you think, getting AJ Brown with Hurts and having a stack, that wouldn't have been bad either. But outside of that, I'm taking Ladd.
The age over stack for me. I like the youth of McConkey versus the AJ Brown stack. But
I got
people love stacking. I mean, I understand why.
Yeah.
No, it doesn't. I don't know if it necessarily gives you an advantage. It just gives you more upside.
It looks good though, especially on Monday night when you only down or up a certain amount of points and you got 2 players on the same team playing. Nothing like it, Alan.
Look at this. Rubio says, "Don't change the reason we tune in. It's for your unprofessionalism." Yeah, I all right. I'm gonna add that to the presentation I'm doing. Yeah,
there we go. Let them know, man. They like when I'm unprofessional. They love it, man. That's why they here.
Got to be got to be authentic.
Authentic. It's not unprofessional. It's authentic. There we go.
Yeah. By the way, how did you start rapping? Were you always just doing it as like a kid? You were just like doing beats on your desk at school?
It's funny, Alan. I just always had this. When like people grow up, they have something about them. Like I just had like an aura that I never knew I had. And I used to always write music. And I have a bag in my closet with raps from when I was like 14 years old. And I think I even rapped at my grandmother's retirement. I called it a poem, but I made it like a rap. And I dropped my first mixtape when I was 17. And I think I even recorded one on the karaoke machine on a cassette tape, Alan, when I was 15. I was selling them in 11th grade. It was the worst thing I ever did in my life. Couldn't hear it. But I'm just letting you know that's how long I've been doing it. So it's always been in it, man. I can't.
Who's the best rapper of the 90s?
Of the 90s?
Yeah.
Well, I say this. My father always had me listening to Tupac growing up. every day, all day. Those rides down North Carolina and coming back home, go see family was Tupac. So I got to give it to Pac, man. That was my boy.
That's a respectable pick. I mean, it's not the right answer, but it's a respectable pick. The correct answer, everybody knows, is Biggie, but that's fine. That's
okay,
fine.
All right, Alan.
Yeah, I mean, how about the '80s? You know your rap history. Who's the best rapper of the '80s?
The best rapper in the '80s. Let me see. Back in those days, Alan, my father. I just listened to whoever my father listened to. So, I'm
gonna get. You want me to give you my two, and then you can.
Give me your two, and I'm gonna think.
So Eric B and Rakim were always my favorite,
okay.
And then it was also KRS-One.
And you know what? My father never had them in rotation. It was always.
I mean, Run DMC is obviously.
Run DMC for sure.
Yeah, they're the ghosts.
I don't know if he listened a lot of Kumo D. Now you got me over thinking.
Yeah, Kumo D.
You got me over thinking now, man. Dang.
All right, it's fine. You can come back to it. You can come
There we go. Because
if you think of an '80s rapper that at least because '80s rap is like kind of corny.
Yeah, now, yeah, but at the time it was needed.
Yeah. KRS-One and Boogie Down Productions, right? That's
yeah. Oh yeah, the bridge is over, man. That was one of my jams right there.
Yep. All right. Team 5, they took Chase at pick 5, and then they came back at 208 with Nico.
Yep.
Is it quarterback time for this team?
I was looking at my list earlier. Yeah, let me see where we at, Alan.
Here's the quarterback list.
Dang, you know what, Alan? I will be honest. It wouldn't have originally been quarterback time until you just showed me that list. And I got to put a little bit of respect on his name. I'm taking Kyler Murray right here, man. Another cheat code at the quarterback position. I probably would have went receiver, but once I saw Kyler was still there, I can't let that one slide.
Yeah, Kyler had said, I saw some clip circulating that he was going to run less this year, but it's like, you say that until the rush comes.
Good, right?
Yeah. So I love that pick. Kyler over Bo Nix would have been respectable, right? I mean, Kyler. Yeah. So I think that's a great value for him. All right. Team 6 took Jefferson and Genty. You know what? Genty, I don't know if he could have the upside everyone likes, but I just think he's, again, one of those guys that'll be at least Jonathan Taylor as far as fans.
Yeah.
So I can go any direction here. The quarterback market looks a little right now. So with the Jefferson Genty team, man.
Getting tough. It's only third round. Alan is only third round, man.
I know.
It's hard, it'd be like that though.
Yeah, I think JSN. I think it's time for him to, knock on the top 12 door.
Hopefully, man. Sam Darnold being there. I mean, let's hope so.
Darnold was able to support, the elite receivers last year. But yeah, you brought up a good point that could have been system based. JSN is not. You're not going to be disappointed getting him in the third round. So
no,
all right,
not at all.
Team 7, Burrow and Caleb. What are they going to do?
Right now I'm gonna try to look at receivers again, see what we got going on there, Alan. I
mean,
I think right now we're gonna go AJ Brown, man. I'm gonna put a little bit of respect on his name. Yeah. He done failed this far. He can get you about 1,300 yards and 9-10 touchdowns. So
in redraft, he'll go at the the 1-2 turn, right?
For sure.
205, something like that. All right, Team 8 took Lamb and Amon-Ra St. Brown. I think this Garrett Wilson right here gives you like the bully, wide receiver. You're what's good about having receivers like Lamb, Amon-Ra, and Garrett Wilson, like even if they have like 2 bad weeks in a row, you're never even thinking about benching them. That's what's bad. Like when you get down to, the mid-range guys, you're like, if they go 3 for 38 twice, you're like, man, then you start having these impossible start-sit decisions.
And this is the look I wanted for that team 5, but Kyler being there just kind of like, I got to go with it. So, but I like the 3 receiver stack. I feel like all those teams are usually cheat codes if you can get a quarterback so late, and it makes so much sense. But I will say, me looking at that team, Alan, now I got to play against you. I got to play against you, knowing that you got some stuff that you might need later. So
team 9. You have Mahomes and Gibbs. So what's it going to be in the third round here?
I got to look at receiver, man. The receivers are king in these times. I see some guys there that I don't think should go this early. Let me see. What's that running back again? Let me check it out. Man.
Running back room is the best on the board available is Achane, Brees, Bucky, JT, Kyron, James Cook, Hampton.
Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on with these new reports about Brees being benched or traded or whatever. So I'm going to go Brees Hall, man. I'm going to put a little bit more respect on him.
Yeah, no, that's I like that pick, and
I love me some Brees. I got Gibbs and Brees. I mean,
yeah, you know what is with Brees Hall is that he's a second round pick in the real NFL draft. He doesn't have a 5th-year option, so this is it for Brees Hall. Like either they're going to give him a big contract next year, or they're going to let him roll. They're going to let him go. They drafted 2, solid backups last year that could probably be in a committee, and originally Ashton Genty to the Jets was a thing, so that would be
I'm hearing that it's still a possibility, but I think the Jets are just bluffing, man. I think they want people to trade up and come get their pick, So
yeah,
maybe Genty doesn't even last that long. We'll see.
I did a podcast with Eric Vanek yesterday, and he had a really good take on the Jags at pick 5 taking Genty. I thought he made a strong case, and then he pointed out to me that he saw the odds for Jags to take Genty went from like plus 3,000 to plus 1,200 in like 2 days. So shout out to Eric and America's Game podcast. I'll be on that one. You can check it in the South Harmon feed. All right. I'm up at team 10. I took Bowers and Justin Herbert here. So pick 3. I can go almost any direction. I think, Rashee Rice is tempting. Devon Achane is tempting here. I think that's, let me see what the quarterback situation. Jordan Love. Yeah, see, this is it. Like, there's good quarterbacks here, Fizz, but you don't really want to take them.
Yeah, it's like good quarterbacks, but they aren't like game changing where you have to.
Achane is the pick. So team 11 is up. You took Puka and Bijan. Ooh, that's a nice combo right there.
Yeah.
Who are you taking at the pick 3 for them?
This is where the range, though, Adam, when you at pick 11 and 12, do you go ahead and get your quarterback? You can go back-to-back quarterback just to be on the safe side, or do you just continue to have fun and doing your thing? Me personally, where is he? I don't even see my guy on there, man.
Who is it? You looking quarterback?
Yeah, but I don't even see. Oh, he's so far down on this list. It's crazy.
Don't worry about this list. You said you don't care about ADP.
No, for sure. I just so used to not seeing him that low.
You talking about Dak? I'm assuming.
Yeah,
right?
I'm looking like, why is Dak so low? I'm not gonna take him here, but I was wondering why he was so low. I'm gonna say this. Let me go
because he got hurt last year, and now he's dead in Dynasty.
I'm with you.
No, that's not a true statement. I'm just saying,
but if you can get it, if you're not a stat guy, and if you fall to team 8, like where you at, man, I would love to do that if I had that team. But we had pick 11, we had team 11. Let me see what's on this receiver list one more time, Alan, before I make this next pick. And I got a guy here that I love. I just don't know if I should take him this high, Alan. So let's go quarterback. Let's go Jordan Love, man. I'm gonna put a little bit of respect on Jordan Love, man. For not anything else, I'm gonna trust the coaching over there, and hopefully, man, Jordan Love can stay healthy and get me in the right spot, man.
All right. So we promised people 3 rounds. We're gonna give them a speed round in round 4. Does that sound good?
No thinking, no overdoing it. We're going to get through.
Yep. All right. So team 12 took Neighbors and BTJ. Oh, what a sexy team. So I think right here, it's a little bit off the beaten path, but for this team, I'm going to take Christian McCaffrey. Right. I mean, it's 312. I'm willing to bet on the bounce back. And then speed round here, Fizz. No quarterbacks on this squad right here so far, but man, I think Baker's locked in.
I like that pick. All
right, so 402. I'll just review it quick. You do it. It's your team. Say who you have.
Puka Nacua, Bijan Robinson, Jordan Love. I felt like the value was low on Jordan Love, and I had to get him. So with this team, we're gonna go Rashee Rice, man. We're gonna go Rashee Rice, and just pray for longevity with him.
Yeah, no, he was like heading into the elite tier last year. I love that. Okay, team 10 has Bowers, Herbert, Achane. So I think a receiver is needed here, but man, it's tough. It's tough. You know what? I'm going deep in here. I know he's old, but Tyreek Hill.
Allen, he falls every week. We do a mock. He falls to the 7th round. I keep saying people are crazy, man.
Yeah, no, fourth round is good because even if he gets traded, it'll be like an upgraded situation where
exactly. Yeah. We got Pat Mahomes, Jahmyr Gibbs, Brees Hall. I don't have any receivers on this team, so let's go to the receiver pool, and I'm gonna go get my guy because I trust this offense, Allen, and we're gonna go Rome Odunze, man. That's gonna be my number 1 receiver right here, man. I'm betting it all on Ben Johnson.
He's an easy breakout pick for this year, right?
Yeah, I'm betting it all on Ben Johnson, man.
Yeah, I just think that's a great pick right there. Like it, I mean, I guess we're in the zone where it could go wrong for some of these guys, but all right. Team 8 has the triple wide receiver team with CD, Amon-Ra, and Garrett Wilson. Don't want to get shut out of quarterback here. So I like Trevor Lawrence as a little bit of a, quote, sleeper this year.
Okay.
Given that he's going to be with Liam Cohen in Jacksonville. But JJ McCarthy is the other guy that I've been eyeballing here with some upside. And I think JJ, he hasn't failed yet. Is probably the better pick.
Ali, you shot me in the heart, man.
Yeah.
That is my guy. You saw in the chat, Ray said earlier, Fizzle, JJ Truther. I've been shouting from the top of the mountain for JJ McCarthy this year, man. So you shot me right dead square in the heart.
Good. I love sniping. All right.
So we're going to go down to the next one, which is Team 7. Joe Burrow, Caleb Williams, A.J. Brown. And again, I think I got my 2 quarterbacks. So we're going to go back to the receiving pool one more time, Allen. And actually, you know what? I see a name on here that I Let's go, JJ. Jonathan Taylor, man. He's still sitting there.
Okay, running back. Yeah. No,
I didn't even notice he was still there. Yeah, let me go Jonathan Taylor with this team, man.
Yeah, JT is, he's the undervalued running back at this point. He's right in the middle of the, he's not too old, but he's not a young guy like that.
Yeah,
good call there. 4th round, that's like stealing, right?
Hey, he put up 200 yards game last year at the end of the season. So.
Team 6, and by the way, both of those quarterbacks, Daniel Jones and Anthony Richardson, it doesn't matter. Like Taylor is going to be the focal point of that all.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Team 6, Jefferson, Genty, and JSN. This team doesn't want to get shut out of QB. So I think Trevor Lawrence for those reasons. Now, Trevor Lawrence versus Brock Purdy is what I was debating.
Mm-hmm.
Who would you take if you were on the clock and needed a quarterback with those two?
I would trust. Oh, that's a good question, Alan. A lot of Purdy truthers are out there. I don't trust anything that ever happens in Jacksonville to ever work. So,
right. But the new coach, that's the
yeah. You would think with the help of, and maybe them having a high pick, they take a Genty. So let's just say Trevor Lawrence because of that. They take a Genty and this offense just explodes with BTJ and all that. So,
yeah, T-Law, man, it's he is definitely like one of the more, quote, value guys.
Sure.
Yeah,
for sure.
All right, you're up.
Team 5, we got Jamar Chase, Nico Collins, Kyler Murray, and this is where you either go another quarterback to solidify that, you go running back or receiver. So I think I got my 2 receivers. I'm not pressed to reach for one now, but I think I'm gonna switch it up right quick, Alan, and I'm gonna go. This is I know this is a fast draft. Let's do this. Let's go Cam Ward right here. We're gonna take a splash on this one. Ward.
This is the 101 quarterback, man, right? Like we've never seen 101 quarterback fall. What do you think it is? Why is this because Tennessee doesn't really have any pass catchers outside of Ridley?
I think so, but I will say if they trust and believe that he's a guy like I've been hearing and me seeing what he has done in college, he's not really even my QB1. I like Shador. I just don't know if Shador is going to have a year 1 success as much as Cam Ward will, but hey, man, I'm going to take the chance on the young guy. He got a nice arm. He got a team around him, I think, that wants to win. Calvin really don't have no time. He's like 29 years old. So Calvin really is praying for the guys to send him a Cam Ward. So I think everybody around them, Tony Pollard, that whole team is going to want to go ahead and try to win games. So I'm going to trust Cam Ward. And my boy Rock just joined the chat. I took that for you, Rock. Cam Ward was the pick, brother. I got you.
Yep. All right. Team 4 has Hurts and Stroud and McConkey. Can really go any direction here. I'm just looking at the running backs.
I like running backs still stacked, man.
Yeah, still stacked. I'm assuming Amari and Hampton goes to a good spot right here, so I think he's in consideration.
Yes, yeah.
Kyron is still a beast that nobody respects, and then obviously Bucky has some risk in the sense where it's like, the longevity thing, but we don't really consider longevity. I'm just going to take Amari and Hampton here.
Okay.
Second rookie running back, assuming he's a top 25 NFL pick.
And the one thing I will say, Alan, about drafting rookies right now, how we just did it, all this is just hype. Anytime it's rookie time, you can forget your rankings when it comes to rookies because people like having a rookie on their team because they waiting for that moment. So enjoy taking the Hamptons over other guys that you think shouldn't be there because why not, right? Have some fun, build your team. So and you make a really good point. Like, so if I take Amari and Hampton, like I'll make sure
that I get a rock solid option that nobody likes in Dynasty, like Derrick Henry. I'll make sure I get Henry a little bit earlier.
Got to.
Just to have something there. Okay, you're team 3. You're up.
Yeah, team 3. I got Josh Allen, Saquon Barkley, Bo Nix. We definitely gonna look at receiver right here, Allen, one more time. And I think I got my guy, man. We gonna go Devontae Smith, man. My dog, my favorite receiver, one of them anyway. We gonna go Smitty, man. The Philadelphia stack is in the building, man. I know Mike is proud of him.
He's a boring pick. That's a great pick.
That's my boy. Yep.
All right. So team 2 has 2 quarterbacks with Jaden Daniels and Drake May, who I took in the 3rd. McBride was the 2nd round pick. I think this team, he doesn't want to get shut out of receiver. T. Higgins or Xavier Worthy is really what I'm considering here. There's a couple of, I think T. Higgins got the new contract. I'm going to take him.
Okay.
All right. You're up for 2. And then I think we wrapped up a 4-round mock. So this team has Lamar and 2 receivers with Drake London and Marvin Harrison. What would you do here?
Well, T. Higgins would have been my pick, and then the next swing back, I just would have took a quarterback. So since T isn't there, and I still have a back-to-back, I'm going to go quarterback, man. And I know Purdy was at the top of that list, but we're going to go Dak Prescott, man. I'm going to close it out with my boy. I trust he can be a top 5 quarterback as long as he's healthy, and we're going to roll with it, man.
All right. So who would be the next pick?
Definitely probably would have been a receiver, so maybe Worthy, knowing that you took Higgins from me, so maybe Worthy.
Yeah, it's funny. Tet McMillan, the rookie who's projected to be the number 1 receiver off in the draft this year, he was at the top of that list. I don't think people are going to be too excited to take him, and he's going to need a landing spot to get some hype, right? So
yeah, for sure.
All right, Fizz. Anyone? Let's see. We'll close the board for now. We'll close this up. Good job, man. That was fun, right?
It's always fun, man. But making fake teams is always fun, man.
Yeah, and helpful because it kind of gets the ADP in order, gets our thoughts in order, and we'll once we do some real startups this offseason, we'll certainly we'll analyze those draft boards and all that. Yeah. Fizz, what's the most important thing you want people to pay attention to right now that you're working on with fantasy football?
Just follow me, man. I'm putting my face everywhere. I told myself, man, I want to make it so that you see me enough on your timeline. You like, I don't even know who this dude is. Let me see who he is. It's almost like when you hear a song on the radio that you don't like, but they keep playing it, and now you like, man, that's my favorite song. That's what I want to be to the people in 2025. So South Harmon is where you can find all my work, man. I got my Tuesday show in the morning to cook up, the night show at 7:30 with me and T-Rock at night, and then my Friday show that we do having fun. So the fun side is on Fridays. Tuesday we get a little bit more into the football, but it all coincides with how I like to do things, and it's always a good time, man. So
yeah, no, you do a good job. When I scroll past and I see you, I always stop. Like, you're entertaining to like look at and to listen to. Like you're on to something with your content creation.
I just want people to know who they are seeing when they see me. Like, just know it's nothing scripted. I'm not reading from nothing. It's just it's me. You know what I'm saying? So whoever I am, when you see me at the expo or see me in the streets or at a game, I'm the same everywhere I go, man. So
and if you love like hip hop and just like with a modern flair, but still has an old school soul to it, Fizzle Dollars on Spotify. I mean, it's an easy listen for me. It's a heavy rotation. So
you gotta put that $sign at the back. The socials won't let me put that. I gotta use the S. So the dollars is that $sign at the end, man. Make sure y'all remember that one.
How'd you come up with your hip hop name, like your artist name?
I just said this last Friday. I had a funny story. I'm gonna keep it short. When I was in middle school, my name is Jeff, right? This guy used to call me Jeff Fizzle for whatever reason. I'm like, all right, cool. Then it went from Jeff Fizzle to, as you said earlier, you listen to my song Strip Club. As you can tell from my music, man, I was a heavy strip club guy, man. And I used to go to strip club around 17, 18 years old. And one of my guys was like, man, you always in here throwing all this money. You Fizzle Dollars. And it's just stuck with me since, man. So Fizzle Dollars became the name. So random. I can't give you a reason why this happened, but I stuck with it, man.
What's the best strip club song?
Of mine or of overall?
Like what do the strippers respond to the most at the club?
It's a good question. I don't think it's nowadays one song. It's more so the artist. So I say people like Future. Mm-hmm. It's mostly like Atlanta trap music most of the time.
And what's the best strip club in Maryland?
These days, I don't know, man. The game kind of fell off. I will say back in the day, though, I even got a T-shirt. Like I used to work there. Like, I literally have a shirt out of the Baz and Crew. If you know, you know, man. The Baz and Crew. My little brother who's in the chat right now, he know what's going on. And these days, though, Alex, it's like everything done changed, man. You know, social media has gotten so big. I guess the girls like, we don't need to dance in real life no more. You're going to pay us to watch this on the screen. So the game is a little weak now. I don't go too much like I used to, man.
There was always like one dude that I knew that used to go to the strip club during the day for lunch. Like he would just go to get
lunch. I never did that. I never been a daytime guy, man. That's never been my thing. I say this, I more so go when I go out of towns because right now I'd have been to everyone locally. So I make it a thing. Like every time I go out of town, if you ever listen, I think my song Travel Around the World, I said every time I go out of town, I gotta go to one. So it's just something to do, man. I even go with my lady. I took her with me. Like, let's just have fun. So this is my thing, man.
Yeah, I had an idea, and I'm sure other people have had this idea too. But do you remember the show Bar Rescue?
Yeah, yeah.
Right, where John Taffer would go in and like, just yell at everyone and fix the bar.
Use his voice and everything. Yeah.
Right. I thought they should do that for strip clubs. Like go in there and like fix the strip club. Like, just this is wrong and that's wrong. And the strippers are doing this. So I thought that strip club Bar Rescue would be a good
I say this, if they do that, they got to stay in the bar because if they go in them locker rooms and the people start seeing what's going on back there and how disgusting it probably looks, and we probably like, nah, we ain't going back there, man. Them girls, they ain't not even cleaning up back here. You know what I'm saying? I think that'll mess up a lot of businesses. So stay in the front, man. Don't go in the back, man.
But you like the idea, right? Like it's $1 million.
Yeah. Okay. I like it. I think it just keep people away if she got some pants hanging up over here and this dirty stuff on the floor. You be like, oh man, hold up. I just got to dance on her last week, man. I can't do
that. All right, everybody. What a way to conclude. All right, everybody. We'll be back next week with another Dynasty Fantasy Football podcast.